Hi everyone, this is Bojian, and here is my HCI 514 final presentation. So my topic is Chinese video game player attitude and choices towards free-to-play games and paid games. So first, let's talk about the definition of those two games. Free-to-play games, also known as free games. Most revenue comes from the property charging system inside the game, which means you can free to play, but you also can purchase something inside the game. The main platform is computer and mobile phone. Paid game refers to one-time purchase. You have to pay it before play. After the purchase of game content, you can enjoy the game as you wish. If there are some downloadable content, which called DLC, you need to pay that separately. The main platform is console and handheld console. So what influenced the preference of Chinese player? So let's talk about that. In early 1990s, the electronic game industry began to rise up. Nintendo, a Japanese game company, led this video game mainstream to the world. In those days, a single genuine game card was very expensive. But at that time, the exchange rate between RMB and yuan was very high. On the other hand, Chinese purchasing power was very low. The average Chinese labor monthly incomes was about 300 to 400 RMB. And also, as a Nintendo Game Boy handheld console was about 350 RMB in 1996. So almost no family can afford this price of genuine game console and card. Only few wealthy families are willing to buy this game for their children. So at that time, pirated game began to appear in Chinese market. It grabs Chinese consumer attention for video games. People only need to pay a very low price to get same game experience as genuine game players, or even more. For example, a lot of pirated games are often sold in bundles, compared with genuine games with a few hundred yuan. You can get a collection of pirated games with the same price. Moreover, genuine game often came from Japan and the United States. Many games did not have simplified Chinese language version, but pirated game could be cheap and provided with Chinese language version, which made almost everyone choose to buy pirated game. So in nowadays, free games can seen everywhere in modern people's life. First of all, almost everyone have a smartphone, and there are computer and laptop at home. This means everyone have a sort of a game platform, because people cannot live without smartphone already. But simple console and handheld console are not necessary for life. If you want to have this, you have to pay extra for them. And if you want to play video games on this platform, you also need to buy additional genuine games. In general, free games do cost less than paid games, because you don't need to buy the console and game itself. You just need to have a smartphone and computer just like everyone else. So Chinese players prefer to play free games. It's not only a matter of preference, but also indirectly caused by history and environment. And the attitude of Chinese players toward play games is also changing throughout the time goes by. When players themselves and national system and attitude of Mac Factory are well improved, I believe Chinese players will naturally get rid of the pirated game environment and move to a healthy and better game system forward. So that's my presentation. Thanks for watching.